Okay, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Science. This is episode 2, entitled Hercules 2. So when I left you last, we just launched and completed the Hercules 1 mission. Today, Hercules 2 quickly, just to finish Hercules program. We're going to launch and go. We're going to go west just to get some data over the grasslands and other areas of Kerbin, and then we're going to go straight up to designing the next launch program. So let's kick off Hercules 2. Okay, so we've just transmitted our first bit of data, which is Bob flying over the Kerbal coasts, and we're now going to go in for a landing. As you can see, Bob is the chief scientist, and he's in the pilot's seat today. Just get a different crew member up there, get a few more experienced crew members. Okay, and just took the opportunity to get some different data whilst we were up here. So I've just done a crew report over the grasslands. Again, that's a bit more science that we can spend on getting better parts and hopefully actually get into space within the next two flight programs. Okay, and here we are. We are now down on Kerbin. Now, because we're landed on the ground, I'm going to take this opportunity to plant a flag commemorating the second manned flight from the KSC. So, okay, and having done that, what we're going to do is going to do some science because that's what we're here to do. So we're going to take a surface sample whilst we're here, and we will keep that data because that's quite a lot, and we'll also carry out an EVA report because why not? Okay, and then back in the craft and wait for recovery. Okay, so that's the Hercules 2, so we should have enough science now to do a little bit of research, so let's do that straight away. We've got... Ooh. Okay, so I'll research that, get a few more fuel tanks, and what appears to be a Mystery Goose science unit. Okay, and as we've got the science to do it, why not? Let's get... Okay, that's our research done. I've chosen to go for obviously the basic rocketry for the decoupler mostly, and also because you have to. And I've chosen to go for the general rocketry for the bigger liquid engine. Also, that liquid engine allows us to thrust vector, and also for the bigger solid rocket booster. And obviously survivability, just because you can get a smaller engine, liquid engine, for in orbit, and also the radial parachutes for landing with heavier loads. That way we can have heavier craft come back down. Okay, so that's the Hercules mission done. We'll go straight into designing our next craft for our next program, which is going to be called the Pegasus program. And Pegasus again is a series of this time three craft, and we're going to go for suborbital flight. Hopefully this time we should have the kit to do it, really. So Pegasus, here we go. Start with the command pod. We've still only got the one command pod. And what do we want out of this? We want obviously a little bit of space science. So Let's get in fact what we could do, as we have a radial engines, we could have a bigger slightly larger tank. Okay. And just for when that is coming down, I think we should include these legs. So these are the new landing legs. I think they're quite cool actually. They're not as long as the legs we've had before, but they're a lot lighter and a lot sturdier. Okay. Nose cone parachute, just because we need as much drag as we can get on the way down, and I'm not sure how heavy it's going to be, so I'm just going to go for the overkill on the parachutes. Okay, and science kit. I'm going to go for 3 mystery goo containers, just so that we can get the maximum science out of the 3. Go 3. That way you can do 3 separate experiments, so on the way up, in space, and on the way down. See if it makes any difference. Anything else I need? Not especially, no. Couple of liquid fuel tanks, not too many, and that thrust vectoring engine just to get us up there. And again, we haven't got radial decouplers, so this is only ever going to be suborbital. But our initial stage is going to be all solid rocket boosters. In fact, I think we might actually make it into orbit. So definitely suborbital flight, brilliant. We might just make it into orbit. Now if you're watching this and you do have a comment and want me to do something different, just please leave a comment on the video and let me know what you want me to do, because I obviously want you to watch it, so let me know what you'd like me to do. We're most of the way into orbit, not quite there, but we'll get there, I believe, with the fuel that we've got left. Actually, the Pegasus craft isn't that bad, considering it was only designed to be suborbital, so Okay, and there is the crew report from space, which is what we've been after, and we'll keep that. We can't transmit it back because we haven't got the battery power, so we'll have to keep it on board and try not to get too many other crew reports. Whilst we are in space, I am going to do the first official spacewalk. Let's not go too far because actually we are in a decaying orbit. EVA report, and I think we'll keep that as well. Okay, and board. Not a bad little craft actually. This might sort of the basic design might survive into the next manned space program on this game. And back on board. There you go. And that's our lot. We're not going to be very close to KFC, but I've just realised I forgot to observe the mystery goo. Okay, so there's Pegasus 1 coming in for a landing. And as we're down, we're going to find out what happens to mystery goo at sea level. Let's see, we've probably polluted Kerbin's oceans. Never mind. All in the name of science. And let's recover Pegasus 1. So we've got a massive haul of science from that. We've got 41.6 science points, plus I reckon about a further 10 from the crew report. So it's a lot of science for one mission, really. And that's a winner for the Pegasus program. Done. Okay, so this is a craft we're going to rename as Pegasus 2. The mission of Pegasus 2 is to get into a polar orbit and also try and get some orbital data on the goo and how it behaves in orbit. Pegasus 2 launch. Okay, so here we are again on with Pegasus 2. As you can see, we've separated from the ascent stage. We're just in the orbiter. What we're going to go for is we're going to go for one sample of the mystery goo in space. See what we get. It's gone into a sphere and frozen. Brilliant. Okay. Deployed now to actually don't know how far above the ground we are. That's good. So that's the Pegasus program done and dusted there. What we'll do is we'll spend those science points, see what we can get, and then next episode we'll design a new craft and see where we go from there.